So pivoting from kind of the data collection and how 7 years of data have come together and how we're using it and advancing it to the technology that we're going to have here soon and roll out for our athletes, let's talk a little bit about current events and some MLB, NFL, current, I don't know what this, MLB and NFL athletes, teams, and how their vision, training, and maybe lack thereof, affects them on their field. So kind of pivoting first to MLB playoffs, obviously, is kind of what we're about to walk into, hence the Cubs jersey here. What makes baseball such a visually demanding sport, especially at this stage of the season, later in the season, going into playoffs?
Well, I can say, because I was watching the game yesterday, a fastball is like this. It's always been like that, but like last night, or yesterday, Mason Miller, Padres pitcher, pitching the Cubs, he was throwing 103 miles an hour every single pitch. Mm-hmm. And, every once in a while you throw in a slider at 90 miles an hour, that moves 18 inches across the plate. And how can you see that? How can you track that? I mean, the average, I know there's been tons of studies done about, how long does your body have to see a fastball? And, like they say, like a 90-ish mile an hour fastball is somewhere around like 400 milliseconds to the plate. But that's not the whole truth, right? It's 400 milliseconds when it releases it, but your brain has to process that information. Mm-hmm. It has to activate your body to move to that ball. And then, you have to figure out if it's a fastball, a slider. Like, it's not as fast as just, I have my body, I train my eyes, and all of a sudden I can see faster. But are you processing the information faster? Is your body activating faster? Like, neurocognitively, are you able to even, like, awesome, your eyes can see it fast. Can your body your eyes tell you what you need to do? Or are you still behind? And obviously that separates the pros from the amateurs, but that's where our training comes in, I think.
Yeah, and I think the real important piece to that is, like people hear 400 milliseconds or 350 milliseconds, but the reality is it's under 100 milliseconds of time that you actually have to make the decision, because like all of the numbers broken down, like that's the number under 100, especially if it's like over 100 and 103, it's probably closer to like 80 milliseconds to make a decision. So like, we're talking almost at an impossible level, which is why hitting 300
is unbelievable nowadays.
You're an all-star at 300. 3 out of 10.
You used to see everybody. My dad always talks about it. There used to be 300 hitters all over the place, like multiple on every single team. And now we're talking about, I think there's 5, 6 this year. That's it. And they're the best hitters in the league. They're the top. You're making millions of dollars because you can hit 300 now. Mm-hmm. And it's just that, the fastball continues to get faster. The speed of pitches continues to get faster. And how can you deal with that without, attacking some sort of training with your brain, your mind, visually?
So what would it look like for a team or maybe a handful of athletes if they were utilizing Aries Lead Sports Vision in their training? What would that look like, and how would they gain a competitive advantage over athletes and teams that aren't using us at that elite level?
Yeah, on average, we did a little case study on one of the race teams we were working with. On average, we gave them an increase of 34% in their choice reaction time. Yeah.
Which is their decision making, right? That's their ability to make a decision as fast as they can.
So we gave them, out of the 100, we gave them an additional 34, whatever the math is. So that's an average. So some guys got more, some guys got less. But like if we did that for another baseball team, if I could give you 50 milliseconds, I'm almost doubling what your ability to process information is, and that gives you, that makes that 103 mile an hour fastball maybe look like it's 85.
Yeah, and just totally random and a little bit off, but we've done some stuff with some college teams, and as weird as it sounds, is when we go in and do an evaluation, we can tell who the best players are, or the best hitters are.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, we almost played it as a game the first time we did it. We were like, I wonder, like, if this guy's, we get their positions and their names or whatever. We don't know them, and we say, you know, I wonder, this guy's probably a starter. This guy, he's a senior. He's been playing here for a while. This guy's on a pro track. Like, he is the best of the best on this team. And you know, we just kind of made it like a game. Like, just let's see what this actually works out to. And it was like almost spot on. Like, the best player on the team had the best eyes. And you know, at kind of moving downwards as they go. Like, even, you know, like a freshman prospect who's pretty good and has now done a lot of good stuff. He was like lower, like, just because he hadn't trained his eyes, he hadn't seen the pitching at the collegiate level. It's just crazy to see that how important the eyes are.
Yeah, it feels like a parlor trick at this point.
Yeah.
We've done so many evaluations and we've done so much training, and we have the data to back up. When I was first doing it, I was like, I have no idea if this is a good number or not. I literally had no idea. I don't know what the score means. I don't know, I would just run stuff to run it because I was like, no, this seems cool.
I remember I was on the volleyball court one time. One of his first
making
ever
shit up.
And I was in high school and playing volleyball, and he goes, my dad was like, hey, you want to do this eye test? Sure, why not? We're at the volleyball court, and I'm running around like a chicken with his head cut off, just like trying to touch lights and, you know, pick things up on the court. But I mean, to where we are now, it's such a different level of what we have.
But the stuff that we have accumulated over the time is I think that's like a really deep knowledge of what their visual and cognitive systems and motor systems should be doing, or what they should be capable of. A collegiate athlete should be capable of this number or this metric, right? If he's not, we identify that as a weakness and we tell the coach, hey, this is an area that he is struggling in. Is he going to be one of your starters this year? No? Okay, probably don't need to focus on it right now. This is an area that this kid is struggling in. Is he going to be a starter this year for you? Is he going to be a high impact guy for you this year? Yes? Okay, we need to work on that for him, right? It gives the coaches and the teams the ability to understand their players at a different depth too, when they might not have focused on that previously, and now this is a piece of them making decisions, and it gives them the ability to parse out okay, hey, we got to get this kid straightened up because he's not seeing it, or he's not making good decisions, or he's not doing the things that he should be because of the evaluation that we do when we go to a facility, we go to a team. So I think that's the thing that our experience plus our knowledge of what these numbers should be really allows us to tell a team, hey, these are going to be your best guys, or these are guys who physically they're really, really good, but they have this 2 or 3 things that are really going to affect them, and if we clean those up, they're going to have a big impact on your season.
You see your season breakout players, and it's oh my gosh, you just trained your eyes. Physically, college athletes, most of them are top already.
Right.
Physically, they're there. So the difference then becomes your eyes, the small things, your eyes, or other things probably, but obviously we're focused on your eyes. And just because you said NFL as well, to correlate it to NFL is we see quarterbacks come out in the draft and are high prospects, super high prospects, and it's based on a lot recently, ever since Josh Allen. It's physical traits, you're a huge arm, you got legs, you're fast, you're a big body, you can see it over the line, you're the prototypical quarterback. But a lot of those guys in the last 5 years who have been drafted on that potentially can't see the game as fast as it is.
Right.
And they have their career, a lot of people are having career resurgence, when you turn 29, teams give up on them, they go into a room and
Baker's
Sam Darnold is a perfect example of someone who was a high prospect, but just got thrown into the weeds, got screwed up, and then finally, slowly but surely, kind of grew back into being a pro level quarterback. And I mean, we don't know specifically because we haven't worked with necessarily those guys, but I truly wonder if there's some sort of visual impact that they're having that they haven't caught up right away.
That might just be because he went to the Browns and the Browns are shit. That could be
Or the Jets
where,
too.
yeah.
We're talking about bad.
Yeah, the Browns and the Jets, not great franchises. So that just getting away from them, I think, is a career boost for anybody.
Sure.
My brother-in-laws are both Browns fans, so
Yeah.
like.
I got some buddies that are good Browns fans.
And the week before when they beat the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
We love that. We love that.
Yeah.
As Bears fans, we absolutely love that.
Yeah, that was great. Anything to make Jordan Love feel bad,
Mhm.
I love it. But to the point of there was even Jameson Winston, right?
Mhm. Jameis Winston, yeah.
He had a whole bunch of vision problems and issues. Because I still haven't done that video, by the way.
We'll make that video. But no, I mean, in there, you can see.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I don't even,
about
I don't even know
what
if he.
you're looking at.
Yeah, I don't even know if he
See
had
athletes performing and what are key takeaways for you to tell. That's not an athletic problem. That is a vision problem.
Yeah, so he was an amazing collegiate athlete. He was physically insanely gifted, but he was throwing a 1.3 to 1 turnover interception to touchdown ratio. Then he finds out he's not seeing very well. He can't see at all. He didn't realize.
It's just a clarity issue too. Not even necessarily we train more
Processing,
complex
yeah.
processing issues. He literally couldn't see.
Yeah, and so he goes to the ophthalmologist and does LASIK, which is they cut the front surface of your cornea, they scrape out some corneal tissue, and then they put that back down, and it clears up your vision. And then he's throwing at a 4 something touchdown to
that
internet
first
ratio.
season right after he was insane. Obviously, unfortunately, he tore his ACL, and that's kind of now in limbo as a backup. But
even when they put him in as a backup, he goes in and
he does a good job. He's so much better than he used to be because I mean probably just because he can see.
Yeah.
Obviously you can rely on your physical abilities as a college athlete sometimes, but when you hit the pros, it's a whole nother level. And I wonder if some people are starting to have some problems with that.
Well, and I'll go. So this is probably 5 or 6 years ago. I was at the combine, and I was here in Indianapolis, as it always is. But I was there, and I was just kind of walking around and trying to talk to coaches and people who were there. I ended up talking with one of the special teams coaches for the LA Rams, and I was like, "So what are you guys doing?" Just out of curiosity, I was like, "What are you guys doing for vision and cognition?" And again, this was super early in my journey because I was maybe a year or two in, and he's like, "Oh, we're not doing anything for that pre-draft or anything." And he's like, this comment always stays with me. And he's like, "Yeah, we just figured they'd weed themselves out at this point."
Which is crazy.
Which is an insane thing. You're gonna spend $100 million potentially on this player. Anthony Richardson, right?
It's a
Good
different
example.
level, too. Yeah.
He might have a vision problem or a cognitive problem, and he just hasn't gotten it addressed. They haven't sent him to a specialist like us. They haven't sent him to, and they just give up on him. They're a first round, fourth pick player.
Making 20 plus, 30 plus million. I can't remember what the contract is, but
yeah, I don't understand why you wouldn't go and be this is a super low hanging fruit. Why are we not getting all of our guys evaluated for $20,000 or whatever it costs to make sure everybody is good at least?
Yeah. Or even at the combine, combine's a great example.
Yeah.
Guys, that's a score. You can quantify that and say their vision score is right now out of 100. It's a high number, and all of a sudden okay, that's not a problem. There's not a cognitive problem there. Which is, again, you're spending millions and millions of dollars on players.
We're biased, obviously, but
Obviously,
it still blows my mind because you're I have a thing that you guys could do to help you understand this prospect, this player that you're looking to draft. Bring us in, we'll take a look at it, we'll do an hour and 15-minute evaluation, or send them to us, whatever. But that gets you so much more data to understand how does the information go in, how does it go out, how does it connect to his body, and then how is he making decisions, right? Because in the pocket you have 2.4 seconds to make a decision before a 300-pound defensive tackle is trying to crush you.
Well, and you're reading the linebacker, you're reading the safeties, you're reading what your receiver's doing. What if he trips? You need to be able to see that and move through your progressions and not get drilled by a massive dude.
Right.
Like, that's a lot. It's a lot for a physician to not know if that person can even handle that.
Yeah.
And obviously, at college, you can start to tell. Like, there is signs and warning signs, which is why there's scouts and why people go so high and stuff. But why not get that addressed? Like, why not just make sure, confirm?
So wrapping up kind of the conversation that you guys have had so far about the NFL and MLB and just other sports and the way that athletes view vision training and coaches, even at the largest level, what's the biggest thing you want these athletes and coaches and fans to understand that the role that vision plays in sports? If there's one or two takeaways for them to sit with, what's the biggest thing that you want them to understand about it?
Yeah, close your eyes and try to play your sport. Like it's the only place that information comes in. Like I get really passionate about this.
Clipped.
I get passionate about this because it's, again, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills sometimes because it's like, why wouldn't you get this thing at least looked at by a specialist? Why wouldn't you go to the place that does it the best and make sure, even if you don't do any training, and like you come in, I tell you, hey, everything looks amazing, great, see you in a year. Like, that's super easy to
for
do.
sports especially too. I mean, it's just, I mean, as a coach, like, I mean, I coach high school volleyball. If there's a kid who can't see, like, if you think like, oh, they're just not seeing something, they probably can't see it. Like, it's not, they're not trying. Like, if you say something over and over again, like a baseball coach, you're saying like, you know, watch for the curveball. This is what it's gonna do. Watch for the seams and everything. If they can't see it, they might actually just not be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might just be first off, go to an optometrist to see if your eyes can see anything. But, I mean, obviously, we're biased. Go to a sports optometrist, someone who's focused on the sport that can actually help you in your athletic career, not just, you know, being able to see.
Well, and I think the other thing is what I would like to see, again, I don't think that this happens very soon, but I would like to see it be a shift of, like, instead of like addressing it when it's a last resort, for teams to address it as a first thing. Like, it is the first place that the information goes in. It is the first place that you should be checking this stuff at.
Yeah.
So do that before the season, right? Check, make sure everybody's good. And then, like, it's also a really good concussion baselining. It's also really good for, like, understanding if something happens, how do we address that in a better way? But, like, I think the shift has to be like, hey, let's do the evaluations on everybody, and if we don't have to talk to Dr. LaPlaca again for another year, great.
Yeah.
But, like, at least we know, and then we can make decisions based on that instead of wasting a whole bunch of time trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with this kid's mechanics? They just can't see the ball. Like, they can't. Their eyes, he's got one eye going like this as we're trying to focus in.
One eye's focused and the other eye's just not even, like, working. And that's common. Like, one eye just is focused on the thing and the other eye is just kind of...
But they'll never know. Yeah,
they don't
never know.
And you can't know that necessarily. Like, as a player, like, you simply just don't know until you know. It's kind of like one of those things where, you know, even like myself, like in high school, I got glasses. I played baseball. I was like, I can't see the ball. It seems weird. Like, I'm not seeing the ball well. Went to an optometrist. I needed glasses, like, really bad. And all of a sudden, I get glasses, and I'm like, oh, no shit, I needed glasses. Like, that makes a lot of sense. But as a kid, you don't know that. Like, you don't understand what you're seeing. So
mom and dad.
Yeah, this is the mom and dads, the parents, the coaches. Like,
yeah, I mean, if you have a 10 or 12-year-old and they haven't had an eye exam ever in their life, get them seen. Like, I don't know what else to say, but, like, it should be a priority. And if it's not, and you're spending hundreds of dollars on a baseball bat, I think your priorities are misaligned. Like, I think that like, genuinely, I think that if you think the baseball bat is going to fix your kid's problems, I think you're wrong.
I mean, maybe the bat will, but it's not going to give you superpowers. Like, you have to be able to see the ball. Like, I mean, yeah, it's just a huge disconnect, I think, where, you know, parents are like, they want their kid to succeed, they want their kid to be the best, and they buy them the best equipment, but you're missing something that might be on him. Like, it might be the kid. Like, you need to make sure that the kid's all right. And again, it's not even just about sports. It's also about school.
Yeah.
like
life.
and being a better, understanding things better, reading comprehension, like
Driving a car.
yeah,
We-
there's so many better drivers.
All of this, like all of the things that we do, like it'll help them with all of the things in life too, like
Yeah.
comprehension and understanding and reading speed and like all the things that like my kids are 8 and 6 and like I constantly am like looking at their eyes for any problems or issues and like okay, you guys are doing good, you're good. But like I think it's the thing that like if you don't know, you don't look for it, and if you don't look for it, you don't know that it's a problem. Like there's so many cases when I was like doing corporate optometry where I would have a kid come in and they'd be like a -4 prescription, which is a big prescription. Like you literally can't see 15 feet in front of you, and they would be like, oh my god, when they got their glasses, like it would be a big thing. Like, oh my god, I didn't know the trees had leaves on them. I didn't know that like, what all this detail and they were playing sports. Like that was what? How are
Like
you?
how are you even able to do what you're doing? Like especially again, you're a good athlete, but you can't see. It's like, oh my gosh, just imagine what you could do if you could see. Baseball.
There's just so many cases out there.
Yeah.
I think there are just so many cases out there of kids who like quit sports because they couldn't see, didn't know. Mom and dad were like, oh yeah, maybe this just isn't for you. Never had an eye exam, and it was just like, oh okay. They lost all their confidence. They couldn't like. It just breaks my heart because like somebody might just be really physically gifted, and that's what gets them through. But there could have been another like level to how successful they could have been.
Which sucks.
Yeah,
But what is the? I mean, you might know this statistic off your head. How many kids don't get eye exams? Isn't it like
40%?
40%. I know there's like a huge percentage.
There's like 40% of Division I athletes have never had an eye exam before.
Which is crazy. That's crazy. I mean,
Division I, like we're not talking about like that, like NAIA or like a club sport or
we're
something
not counting
like that.
we're not counting the screenings where you're just putting it in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like an actual eye exam.
I was on a call yesterday with the college of a water polo team, and like a lot of money. Like this school has a lot of money, and I asked them. I was like, so what are you guys currently doing for eye evaluations or like examinations? He's like, oh, I think we just have them run medical and do this
Like a screen.
and this.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's it. I mean, it's great that they're on the call. It's great that they're like wanting to do like this, but I don't. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are you testing your athletes, or why are we still at a stage where we're testing our athletes like this and like this to make sure that they can see? By just like a trainer who, like, nothing against trainers, nothing against
They're
like,
great. They do a lot.
like, but like a student athlete trainer is doing their vision evaluations.
Probably not the best person qualified.
McKenna, how do we get this message out better? How do I help people?
We'll get there.
That'll make it good.